We got to move on from the food stuff here.
Wait, hold on 1 second. We don't, because Subdivisions just came in here with something that's been annoying the fuck out of me for so long.
Okay, let's bring
What
it
is
up.
the deal with all these crab places? They're fucking everywhere, man. Like, I don't know what it's like where you are, but over by me here.
Well, let me read what he wrote first before you go into that. So Chris, Subdivision in the chat wrote, he goes, there are so many burger places now, it's nutty. Now there's also where the hell did all these crab places come from? Crab is expensive and hard to get meat off of, indeed. So what the hell are they putting in there? I don't know this. Is this a New York thing?
So by me, there's been this huge food trend of Cajun food made by Vietnamese people. And we've had all these places that are like, because it's just like a trend there. Like, they love like the crawfish boils and like the crabs and stuff like that.
Right.
So we've had all these crab places that have been popping up all over the city. There was like 3 that popped up in my neighborhood. They all went out of business like within a year. But it's just these places where you go and they have questionable seafood and lots of crab, and they're just fucking everywhere. Like, I don't know where they're coming from. I don't know where they're getting all this crab. But I also did read a report the other day that said that they can't find a lot of the crabs in the ocean. So maybe this is where they all are. They're just getting sent out here to these restaurants.
Not Uncle Phil is in the chat saying it's same happening in California.
Dude, so much crab places. Yeah, even on Long Island, I've seen them out there when I go to visit my dad. Crab places everywhere. Like,
Subdivision saying Ben's Crabs, Voodoo Crab. I'm seeing places that used to be diners. Yeah, a lot of the diners in the tri-state area have all closed down, or they're not 24 hours anymore. A lot of the places that used to be diners here on Long Island opening up as crab places. It's such an odd phenomenon.
Yeah. Even Jordan's saying, he's like, we're landlocked and we have a place here called Angry Crab.
Yeah, I mean, outside of Vegas, I wouldn't trust anywhere like in a desert area that's selling seafood, because
you know what this is to me? This is like some uncle who got something that fell off the back of a truck. He's like, all right, we're gonna sell a lot of these things now, and then like everyone just opens up the crab shop. Yeah, exactly. Like, what seafood place went out of business, and these guys were like, yes, I will find a way to sell 5 billion pounds of crab, and then they did. They opened 1 million restaurants, like sold it all, and closed down.
When they do, who's the one that used to do Crab Fest? Red Lobster.
Red Lobster
would advertise Crab Fest and stuff, and they make it look delicious, like it's all these crab legs, coming out of a vat of butter for some reason. I don't eat.
Oh yeah, it was always like dipping it. Yeah,
I don't eat crab at all, but I know people who do, and I've been out to dinner with them, and they have told me it's like, yeah, there's very little meat in the crab legs. They like to get the claws because the claws have some more meat than the
claws
snow.
Got good meat in them.
And then if you get the Alaskan king crab, the big legs and all that stuff, has a lot of meat, but a bag of just like one leg and one claw will be like $70.
Yeah,
just for the 2 limbs. You're not even getting the center of the crab with all the major meat on it.
Yeah, I think that stuff's in the claws.
I don't know. But what's big out here is lobster rolls, which is weird because we're not lobster roll country. That's New England or down like in maybe in Maryland or something. But Stu Leonard's and a couple other places are all advertising $14.99 lobster rolls, and they're putting these ads out where it's all like slow and seductive as they're taking giant chunks of lobster meat into this kind of like garlic bread kind of roll that they pull off the grill from being face down, and they put on there, and then they have a ladle of butter on this stuff that they're putting on there. I was like, there's nothing healthy about this at all, but I see the attraction. If I liked seafood, why I would go and get a lobster roll like that.
Ugh. Subdivisions in chat said that he watched a video of a woman in Vietnam eating a horseshoe crab, and I'm warning you, you may never eat seafood again. And I just want to
thank you.
Say that one time I watched a man prepare a giant like underwater, like I think it's called like a tetrapod, but it looks like a giant sea lice. Like, have you ever seen them on the beach?
Yeah.
And I have never almost vomited from watching a video before, but from some reason this guy isopod, that's it. From some reason this guy cutting up this isopod was one of the most nauseating things I've ever watched in my life. And I've watched like gruesome things. I've worked on TV crime shows where people have been bludgeoned to death 70 times with a hammer. Nothing prepared me for how grossed out I was by this guy cooking this fucking isopod. It was just disgusting.
If I were to try,
like the sound and then just all the guts were black. It was just, I want to retch just thinking about it. It's nasty.
If I were to go to try seafood and stuff, I don't want to know how it's made.